4.4 stars from over 16,000 reviews, and a $199 price tag. But the biggest question is whether the reliability risk ruins it. This is the Ninja NC301 CREAMi, a 7-in-1 frozen treat maker built around pints you freeze ahead. You choose the ingredients, freeze the base for 24 hours, then process it into ice cream, gelato, sorbet, smoothie bowls, milkshakes, light ice cream, or mix-ins. The main product photo shows the NC301 surrounded by sorbet, milkshake, scooped ice cream, and a prepared pint. That tells you the core pitch. One countertop machine, many frozen dessert outcomes, all starting from a frozen pint. The feature that matters most is Creamify Technology. Ninja says it shaves through a uniformly frozen pint, using speed, pressure, and time to create a smoother texture. In plain English, it is built to turn a hard frozen block into a scoopable dessert. This motion beat explains why the 2-4 hour freeze matters. The machine is not stirring a liquid base. It is processing something already frozen solid. That prep step is the foundation, not an optional extra. The kitchen image with the 7 preset programs makes it feel approachable, almost like pressing a coffee machine button. For beginners, the hard part is not operating it. It is remembering to prep the pint a day early. My take, the most compelling part is ingredient control. Owners who want protein desserts, low-sugar recipes, dairy-free treats, or vegan options have a clearer reason to buy this than someone who only wants occasional vanilla ice cream. The mix-in idea deserves a quick cutaway. After the base is processed, the machine can distribute chocolate chips, candy, nuts, fruit, cookies, or other add-ins. That turns one pint into a custom flavor instead of a plain base. The blue Creamify diagram shows the paddle pushing down into the frozen pint and shaving through it. It also hints at why the motor works hard, which matters later when owner complaints turn to noise and durability. First useful takeaway, the NC301 rewards planning, not spontaneity. With freezer-ready pints, it feels fast. Without them, it cannot magically create dessert from room temperature ingredients. This proof beat is about range. The listed programs are ice cream, gelato, sorbet, milkshake, smoothie bowl, light ice cream, and mix-in. That range is why the NC301 feels broader than a one-purpose appliance. Compared with typical, simpler ice cream makers, the NC301 gives you more customization and more texture options. The trade-off is that it is more of a system. Compatible pints, a frozen base, the outer bowl, the paddle, and the right program. The 7 one-touch programs photo makes that range easy to scan, with sorbet, light ice cream, smoothie bowl, gelato, milkshake, and mix-ins shown as outcomes. Ninja is clearly positioning this as more than a standard ice cream-only machine. That comparison matters most for specific diets. If you want to use your own fruit, sweeteners, protein mix, dairy-free milk, or low-sugar base, the CREAMi concept makes sense. If you want the simplest occasional dessert, it may feel fussy. Now the owner data sharpens the picture. Performance is mentioned 771 times, with 685 positive mentions and 86 negative ones. That is a strong signal that many owners like what comes out of the pint. Performance is not just a vague label. Owners repeatedly praise texture, taste, and ice cream quality. Taste has 323 positive mentions out of 349. While ice cream quality has 259 positive mentions out of 292. Pause here, because this is the middle of the decision. The NC301 appears to deliver on the fun part, but the catch is not taste. It is whether you trust the machine long enough to justify the price. The strongest praise is performance plus ease of use. Ease of use is mentioned 465 times, with 419 positive mentions. Owners tend to describe it as simple once they understand the prep cycle. This appliance makes the most sense as a routine. Keep pints ready, and one night can be protein ice cream, another sorbet, another milkshake. The value comes from repetition, not one novelty use. Another major pro is flavor control. The data calls out protein-packed ice cream, low-sugar sorbet, dairy-free treats, and vegan options. For ingredient-conscious buyers, that may be grabbing a random store pint. The family photo shows how Ninja wants this used, fun, shared, and customizable. I think that positioning works. Kids can choose mix-ins, adults can control ingredients, and everyone can get a different pint. But now the negative side gets loud. Reliability is the most cited drawback, with 564 mentions split between 316 positive and 248 negative. On a $199 appliance, that is not a tiny footnote. The mix-in photo shows the center well, candy being added, and a finished pint with pieces through the cream. It looks appealing, but the paddle and bowl system are doing real mechanical work, which makes the durability complaints more relevant. Durability is the scarier breakdown. 460 mentions with 395 negative. Noise level is also a repeated complaint, with 399 mentions and 340 negative. Owners often describe it like a very loud blender or worse. That is the catch from the hook. The NC301 seems widely loved when it works, but reliability and durability are the risks. If loud countertop machines already bother you, this is not the quiet exception. Before the verdict, practical details matter. It includes two 1/6-ounce creamy pints with storage lids, the creamerizer paddle, and the outer bowl with lid. The pints, lids, and paddle are listed as top rack dishwasher safe. The dishwasher safe photo shows pints, lids, and bowl parts in the top rack. That is a real quality of life detail, because sticky dairy, fruit, and mix-ins can make cleanup the chore that kills repeat use. Compatibility is easy to miss. This unit works with Ninja CREAMi NC299 and NC300 series pint accessories only. It is not compatible with NC100, NC200, NC500, or NC700 series pints. One final process note. The CREAMi routine is prep, freeze, spin, and sometimes respin. The respin button matters because healthier or lighter bases can come out firmer or crumbly before a second pass. The compact size image gives exact context. 12.07 inches long, 6.52 inches wide, 15.95 inches high, and 13.58 pounds. It can fit under mini cabinets, but it still needs counter space, freezer space, and pint storage. Verdict. The Ninja NC301 CREAMi is best for people who will prep pints regularly and care about custom ingredients, protein desserts, low-sugar options, dairy-free treats, or family flavor experiments. At $199, the texture and flexibility can make sense, but only if you accept the reported noise and reliability risk. I would skip it for quiet apartments, last-minute desserts, or anyone who hates planning ahead. If you found this breakdown useful, tap like so. The next buyer sees a review that includes both the fun part and the catch. Subscribe for more product reviews that separate the feature list from the owner reality before you spend the money.